forking friends. Friends till the end. We're at it again. We can play pretend. We've got a lot to say. What are we gonna talk about today? Best forking friends till the end, till the end. Best forking friends, friends till the end. Best forking friends.
Welcome to the Best Forking Friends podcast. I'm Joel. With me today is our buddy Branson, our friend Jesse, and our friend Dustin. And we're going to be hanging out and talking to you about all kinds of random stuff like we usually do. Got a couple of good topics lined up today. And thank you for listening to us here. How's everybody feeling today?
A little tired.
Yeah.
A little
Tired.
tired today.
Yeah, we're all kind of running on fumes.
I was honestly going to be like, I'm not doing it.
You were?
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that you did.
Guilted me.
Sucked you in.
Well, I think you're less tired today than what I saw yesterday.
Yeah, I feel about the same even though I slept. So,
Really?
yeah, I just, I don't know, tired. Maybe it's not even, I thought, like, when I woke up, I felt like it was, like, rainy outside.
Yeah.
And it's
Because the
not.
way you felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like that. Like, you wake up rainy morning, but there's no rain out there, which is weird.
Yeah. I get
This does not compute.
super tired when it's raining. And also when I don't get more than when I get like 3 hours of sleep, that also can sometimes make
Yeah.
me
I don't think I
pretty
caught
tired.
I don't think I caught up all the way from
Yeah.
staying
Nah.
up too late the other night.
Dustin,
Yeah.
are you feeling all right?
I'm a little tired.
A little
I
tired?
mean, got some sleep last night, but it wasn't enough.
It
Not
wasn't
like-
in your bed. You stayed the
No.
night with us.
Yeah, that probably doesn't help.
Yeah. You know.
You don't sleep the same.
You definitely don't. You guys ever go to a hotel or another person's house and like it's like it feels like it's impossible to sleep because you're just missing. It's not always just the bed though.
But the normal comforts.
Yeah.
Not just the comfort of the bed, but just the comfort of home.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I go to a hotel. It's sometimes the bed is fine, the pillows suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or the type of pillowcase, the texture of the pillowcase could
That's
affect.
a good point.
There's
Yeah.
always something that's off.
Like sometimes there's
Yeah.
like pillows that it's like the texture of it seems like the pillow's hotter.
Yeah.
I
I,
gotta-
think the hotels use more of like the down, like feather pillows, and then they like squish into nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
And
don't
they're
like
hot.
I'm
those.
used to like the memory foamish type
Yeah.
now.
Where you have more air,
A little
Yeah.
more firm
It's
support.
a little firm,
but air
soft
circulation.
at the same time.
Yeah.
I've got a bowling ball for a noggin, so I need proper support, or my neck hurts in the morning. I also do. You guys have to. This is not one of the topics I said we were going to talk about, but we're on it now. So sleeping comforts, right? Like, how many pillows is the right number of pillows? Dustin, what do you say?
2.
2? And where, like, just 2 underneath your head, or do you do something with the other pillow?
No, one underneath my head, and sometimes I'll just have one in between my knees.
Yes. Okay. Jess, what about you?
I really only sleep like on one, but I like to have one behind that one that's kind of against the headboard. I don't know why it like makes my pillow feel different than I'm sleeping on, like props it up better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Branson? Branson?
As many as possible.
As many as possible. You just want to be a sea of pillows.
I even have
You
like
two are on the same team.
Yeah.
right?
I even have like
pillows.
extra covers that I basically turn into pillows.
Yeah.
like I lump them up, and it's just sleeping sideways, like against a row of stuff.
Yeah.
And then behind me as well,
Yes. Dude.
like almost a cocoon.
I can answer for Joel. He has like a bazillion pillows.
It's 3, not a bazillion.
It feels like a bazillion when
about
they all end up
3
on
is
me.
right, but I was like, more wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. So
Sometimes like between like your knees,
I gotta have it between the knees.
one on my back, one in the front.
You gotta make some space for the boys.
Like if you
You can't
count
be squishing them, you know.
Like if you counted the covers, it's probably more than 2 pillows. I only have 2 pillows, but if you count the covers that I use as well, it might as well be like 3 or 4 or 5 pillows.
Wow. So if when I'm at home and Jesse's there, I will. It's a firm head pillow, a pillow I can hold.
Yeah, I gotta hold a pillow.
I gotta hold a pillow because it's like it's for my arms. Like it starts to hurt if you don't have some support for that. And then a leg pillow between my knees.
But you also have like 2 different types of head pillows too, depending on how you're
It
wanting
depends.
to sleep.
Well, the hug pillow and the head pillow.
Because he
They're
has
like
like
brothers,
a
and they
toilet
just-
pillow too.
Yeah.
That has the hole in it for his
Oh.
head, and that was a real firm one.
It's throwing
And
me
then
off for a
when
minute.
he-
Yeah, toilet pillow. I was like,
pillow.
what?
Oh, you're talking about
For when he
the-
sleeps on the toilet.
No, it's not a toilet.
It's
It's
like
just got
hemorrhoid pillow. Like what is this? Man?
It's got a dip in it for his melon. And whenever he doesn't want to sleep with that, then he switches it out to like a regular pillow. And then he'll get tired of that and then switch them back again. Like he rotisseries all night long.
I get tired of pillows too. Like
Yeah,
I
dude.
switch. Like okay, now you're the hug pillow.
Yeah,
and now you're the head
yeah.
pillow.
You don't want to eat pizza for dinner every day. You change it up. You do the
I
same
change
thing
it
with your
in the
pillows.
same night. Even.
Same night.
Joel does too.
Like if I don't fall asleep quick enough, they get changed.
Oh my
Like,
God,
Well, this
I-
isn't working. Gotta
Yeah.
switch it to this one.
Yeah,
I can see that.
it's like it's a science. It absolutely is a science. I feel like I'm getting closer to Branson as
You're
a friend.
getting validated right
Yes,
now. That's
I
what's
feel so
happening.
much better. And Branson's probably like, oh, shit, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's good. That's good. All right.
I never really even thought about it. I just,
You didn't?
it's the way it is.
What about a sheet in the bed? Do you like a sheet or no?
I don't really use a sheet.
No, and by the way, I want to make so there's 2 sheets. I'm talking not the one that goes over the
The
not a fitted sheet, but like a sheet where like it's the bed, you, and then a what do you
It's
call it?
called a
Top
flat sheet.
Flat sheet, and then the comforter.
Well, I'll tell you that I would need a sheet, but I don't use one because I use like, you know, that quilt fabric that almost feels like a sheet.
yeah,
I flip the cover upside down, so it feels like I have a sheet. Like I like that smooth, cool
yeah,
sheet
yeah,
feeling,
yeah.
but I don't use a sheet.
Okay.
I just flip the like quilt side down, so it's on me and not pointed up.
And just quickly back to the pillows. Do you flip your pillow over sometimes in the middle of the night, cool it off
All
Oh
the
yeah.
time.
all the time?
Like never.
No, Jesse doesn't. Jesse goes to bed, she's like a rock. She's like basically that for the rest of the night.
Pretty much.
And I'm a furnace.
You're
furnace.
hot in the bed.
I
Jesse
am
is
too.
too.
No,
You're cool.
I'm cold.
Yeah, I wake up sometimes drenched,
Holy cow.
sweating.
Damn.
Wow.
Just get hot.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Got to have a fan on too,
Oh, yes, sir.
and then usually also have to have like something on the TV very low.
some noise.
Yeah.
I do that in a hotel whenever I'm not at home. I have the TV on Forensic Files like all night long.
I couldn't do that.
Murder shows. Ah, yes, the sweet
Bedtime
sound.
There's
stories.
nothing like
Solving
puts me
a
to sleep
mystery.
like murder.
It's true.
Yeah, no kidding.
Something about that guy's voice is so
Women-
calming.
Yeah, so we talked about that a few. It's not released yet. But,
Oh, you did?
which
About
will be
murder
released
shows?
by the time. No, we did talk. We did release that one. Yeah,
We did.
yeah.
Okay.
We were talking about serial killers towards the end of the show.
Sick,
Yeah.
dude.
And
I'm about
talk-
to fall
I think
asleep
I
with
think
you
I-
mentioning serial killers.
I think we spoke about how women have an obsession with the murder and serial killer stuff.
Yeah.
That's
we were
it for
talking about
sure.
like how they fall in love with them though,
Yeah.
not like
Okay, yeah.
exactly about how we like to follow true crime.
I can fix him.
It was at that point she realized.
It's not that for me.
Yeah, some people, I think it is.
Some
But-
people.
All right, so we've established we're all really tired. We're all trying to caffeinate.
I like how we got off topic right before we
Right,
even
we
got
didn't
to
even
the
get, we haven't even gotten to one of the topics. I'm like, here's
No.
We haven't even made it yet.
I gave everybody like, here's what I think we're going to talk about today, and then right from the get go, I'm like, throw that out the window. Just, let's
Way
talk-
out of left field.
Yeah, out of left field. Hey, but you know what? As long as we all sleep, so nothing wrong with
Yeah.
talking about
No.
that. But let's talk about one of the topics. And one of our guests today, Dustin, is he's actually been on a mini episode, and I don't know if this episode or the mini episode will air first, but you will hear him and Melissa on another mini episode. It's got about 30 minutes worth of content. So he might introduce himself at a later episode. So why don't we go ahead and give him an opportunity to, once again, just quickly introduce himself, and then I want to ask him a little bit of questions about what he does. So Dustin, tell us a little bit about you, because this is like your first official episode.
Yeah, well, obviously, my name is Dustin. I am a friend of Jesi and Joel's. I currently am dating her sister, Melissa, that is on the other episode that we're going to release eventually. And I work for Toyota Manufacturing.
Nice. And when we told you about the podcast, before you even came here a few weeks ago to do your 30-minute section, you were telling us that you have a YouTube channel.
I do.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've done with your YouTube channel?
All right, so the YouTube channel, you can find it on YouTube. It's Paranormal Riders, and it's basically me and my brother, and it incorporates our love for motorcycles and riding motorcycles and going to destinations that are supposedly haunted. And we go to these places and check them out and investigate them. And if there's anything there, we talk about it. And if there's not, then we talk about that too.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's fun.
And I would be too chicken shit to do any of that stuff. I mean, I was trying to think of something better to say, but that's absolutely I can't even. I don't like spooky places. It's interesting to me from a distance. Talk to me about it during the day when the sun is shining and there's lots of people around, and then I'm not going to get creeped out. But in the middle of the night when it's dark and don't tell me scary stories whenever I'm about to go to bed, because then I'm going to need 18 more pillows to help comfort me.
Well, one thing about it is that most of the stories or lores or legends that you hear about places is just total BS anyway. A lot of it's just hearsay or made up stuff. But, you go to enough of these places, you will eventually experience something for yourself, and you take that for what it's worth and you just go from there.
Awesome.
And that kind of brings up the question of, are they perceiving those things because they've heard the stories, or are they really experiencing it?
So for that, it could go either way. I mean, it's just like folklore or anything else. Whenever a story is told, it can be embellished, and it can just grow and grow into something that is totally not the way that it started or was told. Now, on the other hand of it, if there is something that you go and hear and you see, and with the paranormal field, anything I've ever experienced, it's not going to happen. If something has truly happened there before, it's not going to happen every time you go there. It's very rare and far in between from my experience. And out of the years that I've went and to these different places that are supposedly haunted or whatever, legends or whatever it is, I mean, there's only been a couple times that anything's ever happened. So, I mean, from my experience, it just seems like a lot of just local legend and hearsay and just embellishment. But like I said, you go enough times, you will probably experience something eventually.
Sure. You throw enough poles into the water, you'll get a nibble and maybe a bite eventually. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And okay, so on the mini episode, you did tell us a few of your escapades that you've been involved in.
Yeah.
So I'd like to ask if you have any other stories that you didn't mention on that previous little mini episode that, you could maybe just tell us a little bit about the experience that you had.
I mean, yeah, I can tell you about one experience. This isn't the biggest experience I ever had, but I will talk about one. It was one that actually happened at my grandparents' farmhouse.
Okay.
And this is a place that when my great-grandfather bought it back in the late 40s, there was already 5 generations of families that lived in this house before he bought it. But anyway, it's an old place on a farm, middle of nowhere, Illinois. And one night I was there and they was out and doing something, my grandparents, and it was just me in the house, and took a shower that night, and I'm down in the bathroom and I'm shaving just with a standard razor.
So you're maybe like teenager at the time?
Yeah, I would say I was probably like, I'm wanting to say maybe around 20, 21, something
Okay.
like that.
It would have been funnier if you would have been like, no, I was like 4 or 5. I was
No.
shaving."
No.
Just kidding.
No,
All right.
and I was down there shaving. No one's in the house, and if, like me personally, if no one's in the house or nothing's going on, like I don't have TVs on, I really don't have lights on, nothing like that. Well, anyway, I'm down there shaving, and I'm getting about done with my shaving. And anyway, I hear this sound, and it's coming from the doorway behind me.
What does it sound like?
Well, the sound, it was a voice.
Okay.
What I heard was a voice.
Female, male?
It was female, and
Okay.
I believe it was my great-grandmother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because she had a very distinctive, soft, whiny voice.
So you knew her voice.
Yes,
Okay.
from when I was like really small, but yes, and one of her daughters has the same voice.
Okay.
So, like, still today, I can hear that voice and relate it to her because it sounds very similar.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm down there shaving, and I about get done, and I hear this voice from behind me, and it says, I don't know, maybe 5 to 6 words. And I can't make out what it says. It's a mumble. It's a short, whiny voice. And I just turn around, and I literally say, "What the fork?" I don't know if we can cuss on this podcast.
Oh, yeah, you can
but-
cuss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you fucking do it.
All right. But I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I turn around and look in the doorway where the sound came from, and
Yeah.
there was just nothing there, no lights on, no TV on, just me by myself. And I instantly knew that that was her voice. And what she said, I have no idea. It was about 5 to 6 words in a mumble. And I mean, that was pretty much it. I mean, it happened as fast as she could say it. And then I turn around and say that, and nothing there, and no one in the house, and nothing on.
So you didn't see anything.
No.
You just heard
Yep.
her voice.
Yep.
It was clear enough. You knew that it sounded like her.
Yep.
And but you didn't quite understand what the words were before the mumble?
No, like the mumble itself was her talking.
Okay.
So I don't know what it was almost like she was just standing there and like me saying something to you just in
Yeah.
5 words or less, you know.
Okay. So then once that happened, did you like, you said your grandparents were like outside?
They was gone.
They were
They
gone.
was in town, which was like 25 minutes away. But
Okay. So so when they got back, did you tell them about the situation?
Well, my grandmother's a little bit more open to this type of subject,
Uh-huh.
but she knows about it. But my grandfather, which it would have been his mother,
Okay.
I don't even think I've ever said anything to him about it. He's a disbeliever. He don't believe in any of that type of stuff.
Okay.
He
Sure.
believes in religious type stuff, but as far as anything afterlife or remnants of anything from what
Just
was,
not his, he doesn't
no,
really believe in that.
No.
Okay. Gotcha.
So what was like the vibe that you got after you heard the sound?
I really don't know if there was much of a vibe. It was just more of shock of hearing it and then knowing within seconds
Who it was?
Yeah, because that voice is so distinct. I mean, and you know, I've been in that house many nights after that and before that, and nothing has ever happened in that house. But why that particular time, I have no clue. But it was just a strange experience.
Yeah. That's a whole lot of nope from me. Gonna have to pass on any sort of paranormal activity. I don't I believe that there's stuff that goes on that we just cannot explain. I think and it freaks me out enough that I just don't really, I don't know, I just don't.
Have you ever experienced anything?
Me? That's a good question.
Because I just am curious why you're so afraid of it. Like if there
Because
was an
things scare
experience
me.
that happened.
Things are too spooky.
Scary.
I don't know. I've never really had like an experience. I think I can talk like that can like nothing. It's like actually happen. It's just I don't know. I've always just
It's
kind of
just
been
usually a fear comes from somewhere,
okay. So I'm a really gullible person. If you told me, hey, the word gullible isn't in the dictionary, I'd be like, nah, and I'd go look it up. So I have this power of belief, and so I feel like there's enough of it that something happens that I think there is something out there, and so it's enough to make me be like, I want to again. Would I like to know about things that have happened, but not be the person that experiences it? I'm fine with that. I don't want to be firsthand
Yeah.
with any of that. What about you, Branson? You had any experiences like that?
I can't say I have, but at the same time, I'm in this position of like, don't care.
You don't care?
I just like, if something, I'd be like, shut up.
You just tell the
Leave me
ghost
alone.
off,
Just fucking quit.
just knock it off, dude.
Trying to sleep here.
Yeah,
You're messing
come
with the
on.
wrong person.
Leave me alone.
You're not getting any energy here.
I wonder if maybe like if they're like if it's a malevolent, isn't that what they call like a spirit that's like
Up
there's
to no
benign
good.
and malevolent, right? Like
Up to no good, you mean?
yeah, like something that's actually trying to cause. Like if you were just like, dude, just knock it off, it'd be like, oh,
Yeah, I think I'm
okay. Like you take away its power.
Boring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
you wouldn't be giving it any energy.
I guess.
That's what that's what it feeds off of.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Dustin, that's an interesting story. Did that only happen one time in your
Yeah,
house?
that's it. It's like I said, it was just out of nowhere. You don't
Right.
expect something like that to happen. And I even like thought to myself, I was like, why did that happen? Or there's no explaining it. It just happened, and I heard it, and I knew who it was, and that's I just take it for that.
Well, going off of, I'll call it a scary experience. Let's talk a little bit about maybe like some horror films that we watched when we were younger. So think back to, I guess, as young as you can possibly be, where you saw either a movie that had a scary character or was a horror film. And can you think of some that like scarred you and you still have issues? Maybe you can watch it now or you're better with it, but it still is unsettling. So I see Jesse nodding very heavily. I have a good idea which one she's talking about. What
I
comes to mind?
I have a couple of them that really
Yeah.
freaked me out as a kid. So number one is the movie It.
Yeah.
I watched that probably when I was about 8. Don't know why my mom thought that was a good idea.
Beat Richie.
It wasn't. I've never really had like a fear of clowns. It wasn't really the clown thing. I mean, he was scary anyway because of his teeth and stuff, but not the clown part. But it was the drains,
Yeah, the gutter.
the
Sewer.
bathtub, the sink drains.
Oh, not the drains, but the gutter got like me. I would be like
the gutters
looking at the
too.
gutter,
Oh, the
like,
storm
Yeah,
drains.
the
Yeah.
storm
drain, like,
drains.
oh, shit.
Yeah, but just trying to take a bath as a kid
Yeah.
and being on the whole other opposite end of the tub, as far away from the drain as I could get,
Really?
just
I
terrified.
think I probably remember being a little scared of the drain too.
Yeah, and the
But was it because of it or were you afraid?
No,
of
it was because of it.
Yeah.
yeah, because he could get you the drain.
Yeah.
Scary.
What's
and
the
then
other movie?
Pet Cemetery was really messed up.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that one up too.
It's a good one.
Especially with the kid with the side of his or the back of his head blown out thing. That was really messed up.
I actually Googled the synopsis of Pet Cemetery, and when you asked me if there's any experiences I had, I was just going to bullshit and tell the whole
No,
thing.
you weren't.
And I was like,
Stop
dude,
it.
yeah, I was going to see how long it would take you. Like,
Wait a minute.
I'm like, yeah, there was this family. They lived in Boston and they moved to Maine.
And they had the sun gauge.
Yeah, they had a.
Oh yeah, that's what his
They
name
buried
was.
it in this cemetery, and then it came back to life.
The other one I have it's really silly, and I realize
Oh,
it's really
I like
silly,
these.
is Gremlins.
Gremlins, huh?
Yes, I know it sounds so
Mogwai.
stupid, but they came out of the toilet.
Oh,
And I watched that one about the same age that I watched It and Pet Cemetery and all that stuff. So I was like terrified in the bathroom
Yeah.
by myself. So I would make my sister, Melissa,
Yeah.
come to the bathroom with me because I was afraid that when I sat down, Gremlin was going to come up and get my butt.
Oh man.
Wow.
I had some like issues with that too, sort of, but not really. But like, it wasn't a horror film, but like the movie "Look Who's Talking" when the toilet comes to life. He's like, "Give me
Dude,
that
it's a-
pee-pee." It's just like that was kind of scary. Like you're like, "Whoa!" Looking at her like, "Wait a minute."
Dude, I got one. So the first movie that like scared me wasn't. I wouldn't even say it's like actually supposed to be a horror movie. It is called The Witches, and my sister liked that movie, and I don't know, everything scared the crap out of me.
Is that the one where they like?
the little boy?
mouse?
They turn him into a mouse or something.
Yeah,
like
that one freaked me out too.
Yeah, and my sister liked watching that movie, and it terrified me. And literally, she'd watch it, and I would go outside,
Yeah.
even if it was freezing cold out. I just didn't want to be anywhere near the TV when it was on. And to this day, I won't watch it.
You know what she did, though, a few years ago?
Yeah.
She bought it for him for Christmas.
Yeah, and then I threw that motherfucker in the trash. I didn't want nothing to do with it. I didn't want nothing to do
What
with
about
it.
the kid catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
I don't think I've actually
You've
ever
never seen that?
I've seen that movie, but I
kid
don't
that-
remember that part.
Well, it's the little he drives around the wagon and catches the kids.
I don't remember that
Yeah, I
part.
don't
Pretty
But
sure
it's
it's
been
in
a
that
really
movie.
long time since I've
man.
seen that movie.
We'll have to fact check that eventually, but yeah, there's like a kid catcher. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, you would know. I've never seen Chitty Chitty.
Well, I might
Bang
be
Bang.
wrong now. You got me questioning it.
I don't remember.
What about
It's
you,
been
Dustin?
so long, though.
For me, like my earliest memory was, and this one did not bother me at all, but I remember Nightmare on Elm Street, the
Oh, yeah.
original, and
With Johnny Depp, right?
yeah, Johnny Depp's first film. I remember my aunt would rent horror films, and I was pretty young, and I remember watching Nightmare on Elm Street, no problems, but the movie that got me was the Chucky movies.
Child's Play.
Yeah, Child's Play, the original, the first one. And I had a Good Guys
You had
doll.
a good guy doll.
And I used to sleep with it and had it.
Well, but it
when
wasn't
I was a
called
little-
Good Guys in Real Life. It was My Buddy.
My
right?
Buddy.
My
Yeah,
Buddy.
My
yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah.
And I had one of those, and I slept with it when I was a kid and stuff.
no.
And I saw that movie, and whenever I saw that movie, that thing went in the closet. And then I had this fear of that damn thing coming out of the closet
Like it's
eventually.
like you would have been fine if you just kept sleeping with it, but now you pissed it off because
I don't even know if it was that. It's just the damn movie tainted it.
yeah.
So I was done with it, and it went in the closet. And then after that, after a while, I don't know where the hell it went, but it's gone after that.
So another what?
Sorry, I was going to add an adjacent story for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Our daughter Jordan has always been terrified of dolls.
Like porcelain type dolls?
No, just any kind of, even baby dolls, like especially the ones where their eyes shut, you know?
Oh, but she really doesn't like the porcelain ones.
But it would make me so sad as a parent because, you know, when you have a little girl, you want to like play dolls with her, you know, and she, even from being very little, did not want anything to do with them. So
she liked Barbies, okay.
Barbies were fine. They were, you know, painted on eyes.
Yeah.
And they were small enough. She was fine with that. But she's always had this fear of the dolls coming to life. And, you know, even as a little bitty thing. So I just thought that was interesting that she just automatically was born with this fear.
So we talked a little bit about a couple of like I don't want to like bring up the same topics, but I remember we talked about the Never-Ending Story on one couple episodes ago, and the Gomorrah, which was the wolf thing. So that scared me. But let me like where I'm going with this is, at my dad's house we had a deep freeze downstairs in the basement. it was one of them big ice chests, right? And that's where we kept most of like the ice cream bars and really the best foods in the house. My dad was like, "Hey, let's go put it in this dungeon, and if you want some, you're gonna have to go down
You
there and
really
risk your
want
life,
it.
risk your life for that ice cream bar." So here's how I would do it: I'd turn the lights on, and like everything was fully illuminated, but in my dad's basement, like the house was built like on an old property, so like half of it is like a really old foundation, and the other newer part is a little bit more modern. So you walk down these stairs, you kind of come around back, and then you're in a very dark, very low ceiling basement, musty, and in one of the there's like this back area that you just don't go. You don't go there. And so we watch Never-Ending Story, and the Gamorrean always comes out of these like dark cavernous like areas. So I'm going down there. I walk down there. I'd be like, nothing's gonna bother me. And as long as I was walking toward it, and then I get what I get, I was fine. But then the moment I would turn around and walk out, I'd be afraid. I'm like, oh shit, this thing's coming for me. And I would bolt up the stairs as fast as I could and shut that damn door, because that wolf was coming for me. Dude.
Yeah.
It was coming.
We had a basement like that one time. We lived in an old farmhouse, and you remember on like Home Alone where they have the big potbelly furnace in the basement?
Yep.
We had one like that in this house, and it is truly that scary. That it feels like it's going to talk to you kind of thing. And it was that like dungeness, like some of it's dirt walls, some of it's concrete, like real creepy. I hated having to go down there. And I would do the same thing as Joel. Like as soon as I'd go up the stairs, which were open, which creeps me out even more because you can, see through, or something could grab you, between the boards.
Mm-hmm.
I would hightail down and back up, just, freaked out.
That's anxiety before we even knew what anxiety was.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma, they lived in an old farmhouse. It had a coal chute outside of the house.
Oh wow.
So you could see like into
Yeah.
the basement, so that like the it shit that was freaking out.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I avoided horror films as long as I could. I think I got used to them like, I don't know, it was like probably when I got my license. But maybe about 15 or 16. And you guys remember Get Video? They had like the 5 movies, 5 days, $5.
Mm-hmm.
Branson remembers. You guys didn't live around here, but so, and they were all like VHS. Well, VHS was still like, I had a VCR. I was like, well, I don't care if it's on DVD or not. If I can watch some of these movies, I will. And I Child's Play was one of those that like freaked me out as a kid as well. But and I still have this like weird what's the word I'm looking for here? Like, I'll call it a fascination with puppets and puppetry, whether it's in a good context or in a scary context. Like, I love the Muppets, like those are family friendly, but then, things like the Dark Crystal or, Chucky and all those other things where it's like these weird characters, puppets, inanimate objects like that.
Like the
They come to life.
Puppet Master.
Puppet Master, yeah, that stuff.
What about Leprechaun?
I don't think I've actually seen it.
I have. I hated that movie too.
Leprechaun.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it have
And that's the stairs thing, because
Stairs?
he was under the open stairs
Yeah.
in part of that movie.
You ever seen people under the stairs?
No.
I don't
Long
think
time
so.
ago.
Yeah, that was a freaky one too. That probably wouldn't have helped your stair thing.
No. I still have a fear of stairs. I don't like them.
And then like anything possession wise used to scare me too. Like
Yeah,
The
I still am
Exorcist.
that way.
Exorcist.
Paranormal Activity.
And then you had like later on in life The Sixth Sense, which wasn't really a scary movie, but
But it was creepy
freaked me out.
enough.
And it
Yeah.
had the guy who had his head blown out just like on Pet Cemetery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speaking of Exorcist, like still to this day, that movie, anytime I watch it, which is very rarely, but anytime I watch that or anything, it just gives me a sickening feeling.
Yeah.
Like something about that movie is just like unsettling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dustin and I were talking about this a little bit earlier today too. That original Exorcist movie was actually filmed in the original Exorcist house in St. Louis.
Was it?
It was filmed there.
She looked it up.
I knew that it was based on something that happened in St. Louis.
It did. It was a 14-year-old boy. And
Oh, it was a boy.
Yep.
But in the movie they make it a
Yep.
girl named
Yep.
Reagan.
Yep. And so she portrays like a 12-year-old girl, and it was actually a 14-year-old boy from the real story. And they lived somewhere else when he started having problems, and then they moved to St. Louis, and that's where that house that the movie was filmed in was actually where they had, I think, 2 exorcisms on him.
I think they moved to St. Louis for the reason there was some church nearby that dealt with exorcisms, and they went there to try to get help somewhere local, you know. So
That's a pretty big Catholic city. I mean, that's
It is.
kind of the whole reason why it's called St. Louis. But yeah, I didn't know that. That's really fascinating.
Yeah.
I like.
So we were talking about how he just had this vibe, you know, watching it. I'm like, well, maybe it's because it's filmed in the actual house that it happened in. It just
Wow.
has this extra feel to it.
So one other thing, not related to Exorcist, but another like movie with like freaky elements in it is Poltergeist. And I'm pretty sure that the little girl from Poltergeist, she died. I don't know if it was after the first movie or the second movie or something. There's like several people who have died during
During the film, they
the
had
filming of all these
stuff
different
happen, yeah.
movies. And that's also really freaky.
I've never seen the movie. I just know about the things that kind of happened, like from reading articles and stuff.
Oh.
Like that. That was like the most haunted movie or something like
It's
that.
pretty messed up. I'll tell you, like, it's almost like multiple horror movies in one because there's not like one monster or one entity that's doing things. Like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, there's 2 scenes in that scare the living crap out of me, and they both involve the little boy. You guys have seen the movie Poltergeist?
I haven't not seen it.
Okay. Yeah, it's not the like end of the movie or anything. So the first one is this little boy, and this kind of ties in with clowns. He's got this clown doll that sits on a rocking chair, and all of a sudden one day he's going to bed, and he's like staring at it, and it's just sitting there, and then it kind of starts rocking back and forth, and it's like, oh, that's freaky. And then he closes his eyes, he wakes up, and it's not there.
Yeah.
Right?
I
Like-
think I've seen that scene.
Yeah.
At least.
And then he's looking around, and then he looks under his bed. He doesn't see it, and then he comes back. It's like the classic. He comes back up, and he's behind him, and you see it because where the camera's
Yeah.
angled at it. And then he trying to like bring him underneath the bed and choke him. And then the second big scene that involves, I'm pretty sure the same kid. He's afraid of the tree outside. There's like a storm going on, and he's like, I'm afraid of that tree. It's like really kind of like an old, gnarly looking tree. And he's like, I'm scared of it. And his dad, his dad and mom's like, no, it's no big deal. It's a wise old tree. It protects us. And he goes, all of a sudden the storm gets worse, and it like reaches in, grabs him, and it like gets ready to basically swallow him. Like he's in the mouth of this gnarly tree.
Yeah.
And he has to get pulled out. Like, holy cow! Like that's so incredibly scary.
Yeah.
And, dude, that stuff really scared the crap out of me. There we go. I hadn't thought about that in a long time, and I had to get that out.
Just needed to work through
Thanks
it.
for listening. Yeah. Well, we can go to something a little bit more lighthearted. We got about another 5-10 minutes here. Let's finish with something that's maybe a little bit back to where we were. How about if totally taking a different path here? You're going on a road trip, okay? And you're stopping at the gas station, you're filling up on gas, and then you go in, and you got about let's say a 4 or 5 hour trip. I mean, you're gonna have to stop again to go to the bathroom, but what kind of snacks you picking up in this gas
I
station?
know you said we're going in a different direction, but now all I can think about is like Final Destination or Wrong Turn or The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh my god!
I'm getting a flashlight.
But what kind of like snacks for the road trip is?
Yeah,
what you're
like
saying?
you gotta gear up. You're not making any other food pit stops. You're getting all your food here. What are you getting, buddy?
Some jerky.
Jerky, yeah,
And then,
Classic.
like
it's a good one.
maybe some bold Chex Mix. Maybe some Gardettos.
I'm
Maybe,
a
maybe some
Gardettos guy.
Funyuns.
Funyuns,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like but I'd only pick one bag or say two. Like I wouldn't get them all in one thing.
You said jerky. Is there a flavor?
I like pretty much all the flavors. Like lately, I've just been having normal jerky, but I used to like teriyaki or peppered the most.
Yeah, Jesse likes the
I
peppered
like
kind.
peppered, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any candy that you like?
I'm not much of a candy man.
You're not a candy.
That's another scary movie.
Another scary movie, yeah.
Yeah.
What about like? Do you have any like particular soft drinks that you like to have with you?
Well, I like ski. Like if you're going on a road
Ski's
trip, you're
good.
not going to have any more ski because they only sell it here.
For all of our non-Southern Illinois listeners, ski is a wonderful citrus soda that is, I think it's orange and lemon. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's orange and lemon.
Orange and lemon.
Yeah,
A lot of people kind of say it's like kind of like Mountain Dew, but it's not Mountain Dew.
it's not
No.
like it at
No.
all.
No.
Shameless plug. If,
Yeah, so we're not
they want-
sponsored by Ski, but if they'd like to,
Yeah.
we would gladly accept bottles of Ski as
I
endorsement.
prefer it in the can.
You don't like the glass bottles?
The glass bottles like it tastes different, but I do like the can
You like
for
the
some
can?
reason. I don't know
Gotta
why.
have that metallic flavor.
Yeah, I gotta have that aluminum, man.
Yeah, aluminium is our.
I did my least favorite. I like it in the bottle too. But least favorite is plastic bottle.
Yeah,
It's just not the same as glass or
it's
in a
also
can.
I mean, it affects the carbonation a lot.
Yeah, and probably the best is fountain.
Yeah, for sure.
Fountain is good. All right, Dustin, what about you? You going on a road trip?
Yeah, for me, it'd probably be for drinks. It'd probably be Gatorade or possibly a soda of some sort. I'm not drinking soda as much anymore.
Yeah.
I'm kind of drinking more water now. But anyway, I'd probably have to go with a Gatorade or a water as my drink. And as far as snacks, it would probably be like Ruffles, sour cream and onion chips. And possibly for candy, it would have to be probably Reese's Pieces.
Okay, good choices. I
Yeah.
like those. You don't hear about Reese's Pieces as much. I feel like after ET, they kind of went downhill. You know,
I ate them in the theater all the time as a kid. They were like my
Yeah, I used to
go-to,
like 'em.
but I don't really like them anymore.
If I were to go for a candy, it'd probably be more something citrus or fruity.
you like the fruitier stuff.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Like, go back to that for a second.
Oh,
Skittles.
That's my
yeah,
secondary.
anything sour. Anything sour would be good.
Do you like sour stuff?
Yeah, I used to like Warheads as a kid.
I used to like that.
I
stuff
used to
too.
like eat lemons, just plain.
just straight lemons, dude.
Yeah, I don't know
Our
why.
kids like
Loved
to eat
'em.
lemons.
Probably bad for my teeth, but
There's a
No.
candy
Fuck,
called
eat all
Lemon
that.
Heads.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
have lemon heads?
or the cherry ones, cherry bombs.
Ooh.
Those are sour.
Man, I used to do a lot of the sour stuff as a kid because, like, you know how it was kind of that was almost like a challenge. Like,
Yeah.
oh, can you handle the sourness of this? And you'd want to be like, yeah, dude, it ain't no big deal. And you'd like turn away from your friends. You're like, oh god, that's awful.
It's weird that you say that because
Yeah?
you know how you did the one chip challenge.
I did.
They now have sour challenges,
No.
and that might be good for
Please.
your.
No.
Yeah,
Don't
dude. Yeah.
do it.
I'm gonna
It's
have
gonna
to
be
bring
better
that
than a
up. I'll have to bring
sardine.
that up on the stream.
Oh.
The stream tonight when you stream, I'm gonna be like, guess what, guys? There's this new
It's a
challenge out
sour
here.
challenge.
We
The
got to get
sour
Joel to
challenge?
do these. Yes,
Oh,
and it
I
has
don't-
different degrees. Like there's different bags. Like it's
Can
like
we
3
start
levels.
low? We can start low.
You're
then.
doing them all though, one night.
In one night.
One
That's
night.
awful.
Like at the beginning of the show, the middle, and then at the end you do the. last one.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
You're banned from the show. All right, Jess, what are you getting on your road trip?
Well, if there's one nearby, Quick Trip pretzel. That's I love getting a
Do
Quick
like
Trip
the
pretzel.
snackles.
Oh, is it like just a big pretzel?
Yeah,
Or
it's
I
the big
gotcha.
pretzels that they make there in the gas station.
Oh,
They're so
okay.
good.
I never really go to Quick Trip, so
Yeah.
I wish we had one around me here.
Do you get a side
the
of
benefits
cheese
of
with that?
living 3 minutes from work.
I think you can get a cup of cheese, but I usually just eat it plain anyway. I like the salt on it.
Okay.
Let's see what else would I get? Probably like peanut M&Ms. That's kind of like a go-to for me.
Mm-hmm.
I do love me some sour cream and onion Ruffles too.
You
or
guys
not-
keep saying
it's not sour cream. I
onion-
mean
sour cream
cheddar
and
and
cheddar.
sour cream.
Oh, sour
is
cream
what I
and
meant
cheddar.
to say.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, cheddar and sour
Gotcha.
cream is what I meant to say.
Hungry.
And jerky. Sometimes I'll get nuts because that helps keep my sugar up.
Yeah.
Keeps you fuller for longer too.
Yeah, so I'll get like a bag of peanuts or something like that.
Yeah.
I never knew how much like fat was in nuts. Have you ever looked at the nutrition facts?
Yeah.
Which is probably good fat, but I was just like, holy shit! Like it's like
Yeah,
predominantly all fat.
That's
They're
the
supposed to
that's
be
the
good
energy
fat.
that you get.
Yeah.
It's not like carbohydrates
Yeah.
typically.
Well, and they're protein too. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
protein.
Yeah. Did you say a soft drink?
Oh no, I didn't. I'm a sweet tea gal, so I
Sweet
would probably
tea?
get like a Gold Peak or something like that.
I've found myself like liking unsweet tea now,
I'll drink it from
and
time
it
to
still
time.
tastes sweet to me for some reason. Like I water down a lot of things. I'll like take juice and just pour a little bit into another bottle and then fill the rest up with water.
Yeah.
Like as I've gotten older, my palate has changed. I think, like I don't, which is weird because then I can have a ski, which is like all sugar,
Yeah,
but like other things are like too sweet.
it's like an
Like
injection of
even
sugar.
like with chocolate. Like if I ever have chocolate, I like dark chocolate now. Not
I
regular
like dark chocolate. I'm all about that. I feel like it's like I like the stronger cacao flavor
Yeah.
than just the sugar.
Than
you
milk
know?
I
chocolate.
think as a kid I liked the sugar part,
Yeah.
and now I've learned to like the actual taste of chocolate.
Yeah. Dude.
I still prefer milk chocolate.
Yeah.
I can do dark chocolate if it's like the salted caramel ones. There's something about that balance with the real sweet caramel
Yeah.
with the dark chocolate. I like that better, but definitely milk chocolate would be my go-to.
They really don't do like a milk chocolate like over in Europe and stuff. Like,
They don't consider
them-
that real chocolate.
Yeah.
They don't. In fact, I mean, I'm not a huge milk chocolate fan most of the time. Like, I will eat if I have to eat like a Hershey's bar.
Yeah.
Have to.
It's if somebody was
Like
like, here,
somebody's twisting your
would you?
arm.
Oh God, it's torture. If somebody gives me what they call they're called pips, the little bricks of the Hershey bar. It's waxy. I don't like the waxiness
Yeah.
of it. Dark chocolate like is kind of smoother. But when I go to the gas station, I'm just gonna go with the ones that are local to me. We don't really have a quick trip nearby. We have Casey's though. Now if I have to grab lunch with part of it, which I didn't say that was part of it, but I'm grabbing a slice of Casey's pizza. Delicious Casey's pizza with lots of 100% natural cheese. Casey's, please sponsor us. Anyway, but just snacks. If I wasn't primarily doing water and I would get a soft drink. If I'm driving, I'm probably grabbing a Red Bull. I love Red Bull. And if I'm not driving, probably just a Mountain Dew. If they have Major Melon, that's my favorite Mountain Dew flavor. Salty snack. Man, I mean, I'm a jerky fan too, but if I'm getting like I'll call it like a chip type thing, I often find myself trying to get the Andy Caps fries. You remember those? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I like those fries.
Yeah, those are good.
Do you
And
like the cheese or the hot fries better?
I like the hot fries better.
Yeah.
I do like Andy's cheddar fries.
Yeah.
I can do both,
Those are
but the
good.
hot, I like that little kick that it's got. And then
The hot fries still kind of taste cheesy though.
they
you
are,
know?
they are. And then we've got, then what kind of candy am I getting? I don't like. I'm with you on the I want something probably fruity while I'm driving because anything chocolatey can kind of melt, even if it's not hot or in the car. Like, so I'll probably get like the gummy worms. Pretty
Gummy
good
worms
ones.
are good, yeah.
Those are good.
I like the sour ones even.
Yeah, the sour gummy.
The neon.
Actually, that's what I like. The sour gummy worms. It's got the
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
sour
Sugar
sugar
base,
on the
yeah.
outside. Yeah, those are good. So yeah, that's probably what I'm getting sometimes. But it changes every single time. But right now, if I went right now, I'm getting Andy Caps with some sour gummy worms and a Red Bull. I'm gonna have a diabetic coma after I have all that sugar. All right. Well, that's the that's gonna be the end of this episode. We're less than an hour. First time we've gotten underneath an hour. That's awesome. Branson and Dustin and Jesse, thank you for being here on this episode, and we'll see you guys next time.
Best forking